Welcome to Tom Lang Park for tonight's Coast Hotels WCBL Weyburn Beaver broadcast live on FloCollege. Tonight, the second game of back-to-back games between the Energy City Cactus Rats and the Weyburn Beavers. In the opener last night, the Cactus Rats prevailed with a 7-2 win under the lights at Tom Lang, and the Beavers, wearing their City Connect jerseys, are looking for a little redemption tonight on home field. Nice evening tonight. There was not much wind happening earlier, but a slight breeze now, and it actually feels pretty nice. A temperature 26 degrees Celsius. That'd be about 77 Fahrenheit. And those light winds, I would say variable winds. Come on, weather app. Where's the wind speed? Looks like they're going to be maybe about 11 kilometers an hour. My illustrious producer is going to hook me up here. Six gusting to 20, so that'd be about 4 mile an hour and maybe some gusts up to 12 mile an hour. So all in all, a really pleasant night at the ballpark here tonight. And the umpiring crew for tonight's game, same three gentlemen as last night. Connor Jocelyn will be the home plate umpire tonight. Daryl Beckett will be at first base, and Tyler Murphy moves from home plate last night down to third base here today. And we'll take a look at the starting lineups for the ball clubs. Jackson Davis leads things off and plays center field for the Cactus Rats. He'll be followed by Elias Campbell, the left fielder in the 2 spot. The number 3 hitter, the ever-dangerous Timo Aracena, who had a good game last night. The third baseman, Zach Piles, is at first base and batting 4th. Carter Huzu is in right field tonight and batting 5th. Nick Hagan is the catcher and he'll bat 6th. Elijah Bear is a designated hitter batting 7th. Jaden Cummings at second base tonight. He was the DH last night. He'll bat 8th. And Ten Shindo, the shortstop, will bat 9th. And for the Weyburn Beavers, leading it off tonight, a little tweak to the lineup. Noah Brooks, the left fielder, will bat leadoff tonight. Braden Mancourt moves to the 2 spot, number 7, and he'll play first base tonight. Trevor Dale, the third baseman, wearing number 6, is the number 3 hitter. Ryan Dauphiny in right field, and he'll bat 4th tonight. Ian Heck is the designated hitter, batting 5th. Alex Alva bats 6th and plays second base. Zach Tanabe is the shortstop tonight, bats 7th. Chet McDaniel is in center field and batting 8th. And Breaker Smith handles the catching duties tonight, and he will fill out the order, batting 9th. Starting pitcher for the Beavers is Owen McConnell. For the Cactus Rats, it'll be Archer Blumenshine. And we'll take a break for the anthem, and we'll be right back. We're back here at Tom Lang Park, and we'll take a look at the standings in the WCBL. In the East Division, the Saskatchewan Berries won their 7th straight last night, and they lead the way with a 14-2 record. The Medicine Hat Mavericks also won last night, and they're in second place at 12-6. The Regina Red Sox at 9-5 occupy the third spot. The Moose Jaw Miller Express, with their win over the Swift Current 57s, sit at 8-8, good for fourth place. The Beavers are 3.5 games back of the Miller Express with a 4-11 record, and the Swift Current 57s round out the standings in the East with a 3-13 mark. Switching to the West Division, the Okotoks Dogs lead the way. 11-6 is their record. They've won their last 3. The Lethbridge Bulls right behind them at 9-6, 1 game back. The Sylvan Lake Gulls at 9-7 are 1.5 games back. The Energy City Cactus Rats sit in the final playoff spot at this point, 4 games back of the division lead with a 6-9 record. The Fort McMurray Giants, after that 0-5 start, have gone 5-6 since then, and they sit at 5-11. And the Brooks Bonner Bombers have lost 6 straight, and they move to 4-10, good for 6th in the West Division of the WCBL. Owen McConnell on the mound for the Beavers tonight. He is second in the league in earned run average with a 1.28 sparkling ERA. Owen has appeared in 3 games, started 2. He's pitched 14 innings, allowed 14 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. He has 13 strikeouts to go along with only 2 walks. And as we discussed, that 1.28 earned run average. Leading things off, Jackson Davis for the Cactus Rats on the season. Davis hitting .302, 13 for 43. Has a double, a double and 1 RBI, 4 stolen bases, second on the team. First pitch at 7:07 is a ball. 1-0 the count to Jackson Davis. Fastball from Owen McConnell. Catches the outside edge, and that evens the count at 1-1. Fouled out of play. As evidenced by the stats, Owen McConnell doesn't walk a whole pile. He does fill the zone typically. Good control, sneaky fast. Swing and a miss at a curveball. He struck him out. 1 strikeout. And 4 pitches for Owen McConnell. And Elias Campbell will be the hitter. Elias Campbell on the season is 11 for 43 in 13 games, a .256 average, 9 RBIs in a 3-way tie for second on the Cactus Rats as he fouls the first pitch from Owen McConnell for strike 1. 2 stolen bases also for Elias Campbell. Fastball right at the knees. Called strike. Owen McConnell nicely ahead in the count for the second consecutive hitter. Oh, and the breaking ball just misses. I know he did not swing. He didn't get the barrel out in front, but if you don't ask, you don't get. Almost wanted to chase it, too. Good breaking ball by Owen McConnell. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside. Little chin music there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was not one that Elias Campbell wanted to wear, not in that general vicinity. And the curveball fouled down the right field line. Count remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. The ever-dangerous Timur Arsena in the on-deck circle for the Cactus Rats. Popped up, out of play. Campbell fighting off a couple of tough Owen McConnell 2-2 pitches. And we'll get a third one. Swing and a miss. Change up. Campbell ahead of it. And Timo Aracena will be the hitter. Timo among the league leaders in hitting, 24 for 59 as he fouls that back and out of play. .407 average, so Timo had a good night last night and dropped his average 11 points. Leads the Cactus Rats with 10 runs batted in. Does not surprisingly have a home run on the year. Breaking ball just misses off the plate outside. 1-1 the count. 3 stolen bases for Timo as well. Fastball high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Made an outstanding defensive play, barehanding a bunted ball and making an off-balance throw that was right on the money. Ground ball, Zach Tanabe rounds it up over to Mayencourt in time. 1-2-3 inning. And the Beavers bench is fired up, and why wouldn't they be? No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After a half inning of play, the Cactus Rats 0 and the Beavers coming to back and bat. And we'll be back with the bottom of the first here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. We're back at Tom Lang Park, and starting pitcher for the Energy City Cactus Rats, Archer Blumenschein. Blumenschein on the year has appeared in 5 games, has not started one, his first start. 5 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 14 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, has 7 strikeouts to go along with 3 bases on balls, a 1-win, 1-loss record, and a 15.88 earned run average. So apparently a bullpen day here for the Cactus Rats, and that happens on these long road trips where they play a lot of games in very few nights, and arms are at a premium. Leading things off for the Beavers tonight is Noah Brooks, the left fielder. And takes a fastball for strike 1. On the year, Noah Brooks, the leading Beaver hitter with a .368 average, 21 for 57. 5 doubles to tie for the team lead, 1 home run and 13 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Noah also tied for the team lead with Alex Alva with 6 stolen bases on the year. 0-2 the count. Outside, Nick Hagan tried to pull it into the zone. Connor Jocelyn, the home plate umpire, not buying it. 1-2. And that's hit in the air to left field. Back to the wall and gone! Lead-off home run! Noah Brooks! And the Beavers are on the board! He got all of that one, folks! Noah Brooks with a lead-off home run. Touch 'em all, Noah Brooks. To the log! Noah Brooks, his second home run of the season, 14th RBI, has the Beavers on top 1-0. And Braden Mayencourt is the hitter, and he takes the first pitch for ball one. Takes 1 ball and 1 strike, and that's got the Beaver bench charged up. That's good to see some energy. Braden Mayencourt batting .315 on the year, 17 for 54, has a home run, 12 RBIs. Blumenshine misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Ooh, that looked like it was off the plate outside. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Fouled back to the screen. 2-2 the count to Braden Mayencourt. Trevor Dale in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. And that's hit on the ground to third. Aracena picks it up over to first in time. Nice play, Timo Aracena, 1 out. 5-3 on the putout. And Trevor Dale comes to the plate. Trevor hitting .340 on the year, 18 for 53, 3 doubles, a triple, 4 homers as he fouls that out of play. His 4 homers have him tied for second in the WCBL. Also 10 runs batted in and a stolen base for Trevor Dale. And that's popped up and over the screen, just over the screen and out of play. So 2 foul balls has Archer Blumenshine way ahead in the count. 0-2. Fouled back to the screen. Still 0-2. We'll set the outfield here for the Cactus Rats. Elias Campbell in left, Jackson Davis in center, and Parker Husu in right field. Strike 3 called. That looked quite a bit inside, but Trevor Dale caught looking. Second out of the inning. And Ryan Dauphiny comes to the plate. Doff on the season, 17 for 62, good for a .274 average, 4 doubles, a triple, 1 home run, and 16 runs batted in to lead the team. Takes strike 1 at the knees. 0-1 the count. Ian Heck in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, big cut there. Blumenshine ahead of the last 2 hitters. Hasn't thrown a ball since pitch 3 to Braden Mayencourt. And there's one. Up and out of the zone. A pretty easy leave for Dauphiny there. A straight changeup it looked like. Missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Beavers do lead it 1-0. And And that's tapped back to the mound, picked up by Blumenshine. Soft toss over to Piles, and that'll retire the side 1-3. So the Beavers do get a run on one hit. There were no Edmonton errors and no runners left on base. After one complete, the Weyburn Beavers won. The Energy City Cactus Rats no score. We'll be back with the second inning and more. Coast Hotels, Weyburn Beaver Baseball when we return right after this. We're back here at Tom Lang Park for the second inning. We're going to take a quick look at the league leaders throughout the night. So coming into this game, the batting leader for average, Carter Roth with the Medicine Hat Mavericks at 459. In second spot would be Barry Eisman of the Okotoks Dogs at 438. Austin Gurney of the Moose Jaw Miller Express at 429. Abraham Medina of the Saskatoon Berries at 425. Corey Waters of Saskatoon at 421. William Edwards of the Moose Jaw Miller Express at 412. And Timo Aracena rounds out the leaderboard with the 407 average for the Cactus Rats. First pitch was a strike, and the second one hits. Zach Piles. Leadoff man is aboard. Pitch getting away from Owen McConnell. And the leadoff man aboard for Parker Husu. Fastball taken for strike one. Husu on the year, 6 for 31, 194 average, 4 RBIs, no extra base hits on the season. And up the middle, base hit. First hit of the ball game for the Cactus Rats. And Nick Hagan will be the hitter. Hagan catching tonight. And so far on the season, 235 average, 4 for 17 in limited playing time, 3 RBIs. Has a double mixed in there. Fouled straight back for strike one. Runner on second base is Zach Piles. The runner on first, Parker Husu. 0-1 the count. Curveball. I guess ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good pitch, Owen. And that's tapped. And that's an infield single. Hit into no man's land. Tough break there. Hagan did not make good contact in any way, shape, or form. Just rolls past the pitcher's mound. No way for Zach Tanabe to get there in time. No way for Owen McConnell to field it and make a play. Just a baseball deal, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Well, so let's see if the Beavers can force a noble tiger on the Cactus Rats. And that's hit foul for strike one. Elijah Bear, the designated hitter, played last season with the Moose Jaw Miller Express and attended Bellevue University last season. Slow start for Elijah Bear. 6 for 38 on the season. No homers and a couple RBIs. Struck out 10 times. Drills that into center field. Chet McDaniel over. Makes the catch. Runner's tag. That's going to be enough to score the first Cactus Rats run of the year. Or of the night, rather. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Elijah Bear. F8. Husu advances to third base. And a free one to the leadoff guy, hit by pitch, comes around to score. 1 out, score tied at 1. Top of the second inning, runners on the corners for Jaden Cummings. Cummings on the year, 2 for 19. Pickoff move, nothing doing. In last night's game, Cummins was 0 for 2. He reached on an error, or reached on 2 bases on balls, stole a couple of bases, and scored a couple of runs, even though he didn't contribute a base hit. Curveball drops in for strike one. Cummings on second base tonight was the DH in last night's contest. Beavers looking for a double play ball. Cummings going to be tough to double up. Good speed. And another curveball. Buckles the knees and drops in the zone for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. Ten Shindo in the on-deck circle for the Cactus Rats. Another pickoff move. Braden Mayencourt checking Parker Husu back over at third base. Fouled back to the screen. Count will remain 0-2. Number 1, Jaden Cummings, the batter. Strike 3 call. The curveball catches the outside edge. Third strikeout for Owen McConnell. And Ten Shindo comes to the plate with 2 outs and a couple of runners aboard. So a big strikeout there by Owen McConnell. Takes the sac fly out of play. Just about anything in play probably would have scored Husu. Cummings unable to get it done. Zach Piles did that efficiently last night on a couple of occasions, had productive outs that resulted in a run batted in for him. 2 outs. Curveball, runner delayed steal, goes. Played in front of the bag by Alva. Runner stays at third base, so no force at second. Stolen base for Nick Hagan. For Hagan, his first stolen base of the season. Fastball tails inside to Shindo and misses. 2 balls the count, no strikes. Top of the order, and Jackson Davis in the on-deck circle. And that's hit on the ground, charged by Zach Tanabe. Not in time. An infield single for Ten Shindo. That scores Parker Husu from third base. And because of the stolen base, Nick Hagan is able to advance to third base. So runners on the corners again with 2 out, and Jackson Davis to the plate. Cactus Rats lead 2-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Jackson Davis 0 for 1 so far tonight. Struck out in the first inning to lead off the ball game. The starting center fielder for the Cactus Rats. Elias Campbell in the on-deck circle. Curveball. Strike two. Owen way ahead in the count. Got behind on Shindo. Had a real hitter's count. A fairly weak grounder that Tanabe had to charge and just couldn't get to in time. Runner goes. Throw down by Breaker Smith. Alva just looking to keep Nick Hagan at home, and another stolen base for Ten Shindo. For Shindo, stolen base number 4 ties him for second on the Cactus Rats roster. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled out of play. Swing and a miss, gets away from Breaker Smith. Drop third strike. So that's a strikeout, swinging, and an E2. And Jackson Davis is aboard. There's no RBI, and Nick Hagan scores. Visit by Cam Williams. Ten Shindo advances to third base on the play on the E2. Connor Jocelyn giving him a good time, good length of time to have a visit. Just started his way out to break things up. And Elias Campbell comes to the plate, the 8th hitter to come to the plate for the Cactus Rats. They lead 3-1. Fastball misses outside. Pretty confident that Jackson Davis will be on the move here. Pickoff move, holding them close. 4 strikeouts for Owen McConnell. Unfortunately, strikeout number 4 reaches on an error. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Inside, ball 2. 2-0. Timo Aracena in the on-deck circle. Do not want to see him get to the plate in this inning. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Campbell 0 for 1 so far this evening, struck out in the first. Pickoff move, and looked like Davis was leaning just a little bit. Two balls and 1 strike. Runner goes. That's a swing and a miss, and thrown out at second base. Caught stealing. Good throw, Breaker. Two to 4 on the putout for the 3rd out. And Elias Campbell will be back to lead off the top of the 3rd inning. The Cactus Rats do score 3 runs on 3 base hits. there was one Beaver error and one runner left on base in scoring position. After 1.5, the Energy City Cactus Rats 3, the Weyburn Beavers 1. We'll be back with the bottom of the second here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. New pitcher for the Energy City Cactus Rats here in the second inning, James Alexander in relief of Archer Blumenshine, who throws the first inning. The line on Blumenshine, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, and it was earned, and 1 strikeout facing 4 batters. And James Alexander on the season for the Cactus Rats. This will be game number 4 for him. He has started a couple games, so he'd probably stretch him out a little. 11 innings pitched, 11 hits, 16 runs, 13 of them earned. 6 strikeouts to go with 11 walks and a 10.63 earned run average. First pitch to Ian Heck is taken low for ball 1. Ian on the year. 328 batting average. And he hits that deep to left. Back to the wall as Campbell reaches up and makes the catch right against the wall. Ian Heck just missing a home run there. And it's a long, loud out as he flies out to left fielder Elias Campbell up against the wall. Good work by Campbell to get back, find the wall, and find the ball. And Alex Alva will be the hitter. Alex on the year, 14 for 57, 246 batting average. Foul over towards Zach Tanabe in the on-deck circle. 0-1 the count. Alex, 5 doubles, 11 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases on the year. He's only been caught 1 time. Ground ball to third. Arcina picks it up across the piles. 2 away. 5-3 on the putout. And Zach Tanabe will be the hitter, the shortstop. Zach on the year had a pretty good start, tailed off a bit, looking to get things going. He is 10 for 47 on the year, has an RBI. 3 stolen bases for Zach as he takes strike 1. Beautiful night for baseball here in Weyburn. Not a breath of wind anymore. Outside, ball 1. So James Alexander enters the game, and he's sharp so far. Chet McDaniel in the on-deck circle. Curveball in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. So after 4 pitches, netted 2 outs. One of them a long fly ball to left field. Zach Tanabe trying to work some pitches here. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. And that's hit hard to third, picked up by Aracena. Over to first, a high throw corralled by Zach Piles. 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll be back with the third inning with the Cactus Rats leading the Beavers 3-1 here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Owen McConnell back out for his third inning of work. And leading things off for the Energy City Cactus Rats will be Elias Campbell, who was left standing at home plate on the caught stealing at second base of Jackson Davis. Timo Aracena will follow him, and Zach Piles after that. First pitch sails high for ball one. Fastball delivered. 1 ball and 1 strike. Elias Campbell struck out in the first. He is 0 for 1 on the night. I thought that was way inside. Called a strike, so we've seen one go each way there. Did not think that was a strike. 1-2. Campbell started to lift the bat, did not get it out front. 2-2. Good job by Breaker Smith to get in front of it. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Thrown down. I think that was not ruled as a drop third strike, and there is no 2-3 put out. It's just a straight strikeout to the 5th one of the game. Point streak has stopped working for me after the first inning, so I can't even get the official score on that just yet. As Timo Aracena takes ball one. Timo grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Ground ball, comebacker, picked up by Owen McConnell. On to Braden Mancourt. And that's a big out. 2 away. And Zach Piles will be the hitter. Piles started the 3-run rally in the second after he was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. Curveball in the zone. Owen won the count. Owen wearing the stirrup socks, which I really like. And that's hit to Zach Tanabe. Looked like it was hit harder than that. And a strong throw to Mancourt. 1-2-3 inning. Beavers look to get back on the sticks here. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Bottom of the third on tap for you when we return on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. James Campbell back on, or James Alexander, rather, back out on the mound for his second inning of work. A very efficient first inning of work it was. A 1-2-3 inning that saw him throw 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pitches. So not much stress there. Good thing I'm tracking pitches on my scorecard. I don't have a point streak to help me out, and we're ready to get underway. James Alexander, 6'5", 215-pound right-hander from Concord, California, attends Modesto Community College. And Chet McDaniel comes to the plate. So far in 2025, Chet 4 for 35, has an RBI and a couple of stolen bases. Outside, ball one. Chet, good speed. Breaker Smith and Noah Brooks, top of the order, due up. 1-0 the count. And that's hit hard past Aracena, takes a nasty hop. And Chet McDaniel with a solid single to left to lead off the top of the third inning. Breaker Smith will be the hitter. Fastball taken for strike one. Breaker so far this year, 1 for 11 in limited playing time. That hit a double. Chet McDaniels goes fouled the other way. I think McDaniel had it stolen. Contact play on. No balls, 2 strikes. The hit for Breaker Smith was a double in Moose Jaw in his first WCBL game. Pickoff move from James Alexander. McDaniel back. Noah Brooks in the on-deck circle, the former Edmonton prospect. 0-2. Outside, nice leave. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaker Smith takes 2-2. There is an error, though. They've got Blumenschein for 2 innings, and it was not him for 2. Good at bat for Breaker Smith, and he runs the count full. Runner goes. Ball 4 gets away. McDaniel rounds, and he's going to try for third, and he's going to get there on the wild pitch. So Breaker Smith works a walk, a really good at-bat young man. And I guess I can't even categorize that as a stolen base because he advanced on the walk, but went to third on the wild pitch, interestingly enough. So just going to send a note over to our official scorers here to get something corrected in point streak, so bear with me. Pickoff move over to first. Breaker Smith is back. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. And Noah Brooks at the plate. He led this game off with a bang. A leadoff home run. In the dirt. Blocked by Nick Hagan. And a 2-ball count. So after a really efficient first inning, some control problems here for James Alexander. In the dirt, that gets away. McDaniel going to try to score, and he will on the wild pitch. Breaker Smith goes down to second base. 2 wild pitches have Chet McDaniel across. Narrows the Cactus Rat lead to 1. Chet McDaniel on the year, his 6th run scored. And a runner in scoring position still for Noah Brooks. And a 3-ball, no-strike count. I'm interested to see if he has a green light here. I'm thinking he'll take. Pickoff move. Almost throws it into center field. A really, really nice job there by Jaden Cummings to reach back and collect that misguided throw. Still 3-0 to Noah Brooks. Straight take. 3 balls and 1 strike. Braden Mancourt, the first baseman in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. Base coaches Cam Williams at third. Luke Sempt down at first base. Outside, Noah Brooks aboard on a base on balls. Back-to-back walks. Braden Mancourt will be the hitter. Back-to-back walks from James Alexander. No movement down in the pen yet for the Cactus Rats. Nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 runners aboard. Oh, that base hit would be huge here, Mayo. Big swing and a miss. Braden Mancourt looking to put the Beavers on top with 1 swing, and a mound visit from Nick Hagan, and that's being recorded by home plate umpire Connor Jocelyn. Of course, new rule in the league, 5 visits, and they do not have to be from the manager or the pitching coach. They can be from any infielder, anybody in the field, plus a catcher. If they visit the mound, that's a visit. 0-1. The count. Trevor Dale waits in the on-deck circle. Looked like Mancourt was fooled a little by the pitch. Had started the swing and kind of weakly continued it for a 2-strike count. The left-handed hitting Braden Mancourt against the right-hander James Alexander. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First out of the inning and the first strikeout for James Alexander. And that'll bring Trevor Dale to the plate. The runner in scoring position is Breaker Smith at second base. Noah Brooks, the runner at first. Trevor Dale struck out looking on a pitch that looked like it was off the plate. 0 for 1. Fastball in the dirt. A swing and a miss as Dale chases 0-1. Patience, young man, patience. Ryan Dauphiny on deck for the Beavers. In the dirt, blocked by Hagen. Spriker Smith unable to advance. As Hagen saves his pitcher from a third wild pitch. "3-2 Cactus Rats lead. 1 out here, bottom of the third inning. Beavers threatening. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Looked like it was low and out of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts after back-to-back walks. So the only Beaver to put a ball in play in the inning, Chet McDaniel, singled to lead it off and came around to score. After Breaker Smith walked, and Chet McDaniel advanced to third on a wild pitch on that walk. Also scored on a wild pitch, so no RBI in the inning. And Ryan Dauphiny to the plate. And he is hit with the first pitch. And Dauphiny is aboard, and the bases are loaded for Ian Heck, who just missed one last time. Ian took the left fielder, Elias Campbell, his back right against the wall as he made the catch. Just missed putting one out of here. All we need is a solid single, however, and that would likely score a pair. In the dirt, ball 1. Across the infield for the Cactus Rats, Aracena at third, Shindo at short, Cummings at second, and Piles at first base. Everybody playing back, looking for the double play. Fastball on the outside edge. Well, they don't need a double play. They only need 1 out, man. What are you talking about? What are we doing? 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. Alex Alva in the on-deck circle. And that's hit the other way. Good job, Ian Heck. Sends the runner. There's going to be a play at the plate. Here comes the throw. Head first slide, and he's safe. Good hustle, Noah Brooks. Beavers take the lead. Great hustle there by Noah Brooks to earn a second run batted in for Ian Heck on that single. Ian 1 for 2 on the day. A big knock there for him. And that will plate his 12th and 13th runs batted in of the season and bring Alex Alva to the plate. Fouled towards the dugout for strike 1. So a big base hit there from Ian Heck scored Breaker Smith and the hustling Noah Brooks. And the Beavers regain the lead. It's 4-3. Alva lifts that to short. Going back is Shindo, and he'll make the catch. And that'll retire the side. Beavers do send 8 men to the plate. They score 3 runs on only 2 hits. There was There was no errors. Nope, no errors. Just checking. 2 runners left on base, one of them in scoring position. So after 3 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 4, the Energy City Cactus Rats 3, and we'll return with the 4th inning and more Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege right after this. Parker Husu to lead things off for the Energy City Cactus Rats here in the top of the 4th inning. He'll be followed by catcher Nick Hagan and DH Elijah Bear to face Owen McConnell. Owen, through 3 innings, has thrown 49 pitches, 34 of them for strikes. Has given up the 3 earned today. Parker Husu singled and scored in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 1 and takes ball 1. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. Owen McConnell from Vancouver, BC, attends UBC, plays in the NAIA, and a solid single to center field for the 2nd time. Almost a mirror image of the first base hit by Husu, and he's been the hitter who's made the best contact tonight for the Cactus Rats. Fourth hit of the ball game for Energy City. And that'll bring Nick Hagan to the plate. Fastball on the outside edge, strike 1. Hagan singled on a little tapper that was in no man's land between the pitcher's mound and shortstop. Didn't leave the infield grass, an infield single. And that loaded the bases at that point in the inning. 1 strike the count. That's hit up the middle. Chet McDaniel pauses. Base hit. First 2 Cactus Rats aboard with singles, and that'll bring designated hitter Elijah Bear to the plate. Bear had a sacrifice fly in his first at-bat to drive in the first Cactus Rat run of the game. Takes a fastball on the inside edge for strike 1. Elijah Bear from Houston, Texas. Didn't attend a college this year, was at Bellevue University in Bellevue, Nebraska last year, and a designated hitter for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Didn't play a lot on defense, the occasional time at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Owen McConnell looking for a ground ball here. And it's hit the other way in the air. Over comes left fielder Noah Brooks, and a nice catch. Unable to double up at second base, but a nice defensive play by Noah Brooks robs Elijah Bear of an RBI double. One out for Jaden Cummings. Cactus Rats making pretty good contact on Owen McConnell in this inning. Curveball is high for ball one. Cummings struck out looking back in the second. He's 0 for 1 on the night. The runner on second is Parker Husu. Nick Hagan, the runner at first base. One ball, no strikes, the count. One out here, top of the fourth. Called strike. I disagree. Jaden Cummings bailed right out. It was a breaking ball, and it did come back, but I don't think it got to the plate. What do you think, Spotter? She agrees. Ground ball foul. Of course, my spotter, back for her second season in the booth with me, and now producing the games on FloCollege. Responsible for the score bug, changing the cameras, playing all of the ads. She's a busy lady over there, and she still finds time to spot for me. And swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Owen McConnell. And just to finish my thoughts, yeah, she still has time to spy down to the bullpen and find out who's warming for me. And nobody warming right now in either pen, so making her life a little bit easier. Curveball, strike one. Ten Shindo, the hitter. He singled and stole second base in the second inning, 1 for 1. 2 outs here, top of 4. That looked closer than the pitch that Cummings bailed out on that got called a strike, but it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Looked like Ten Shindo was prepared for that to be strike 2. 1 and 1. And a curveball hit hard, and they're going to send the runner, and he will score. Parker Husu ties the game. An RBI single for Ten Shindo. And that will bring Jackson Davis to the plate. Game tied at 4 here in the 4th inning. Cactus Rats had jumped out to a 3-1 lead early. In the bottom of the 3rd, though, the Beavers do respond, tying the game on a 2-run single by Ian Heck. Popped up, foul, and no play. Jackson Davis struck out his first 2 times up, and the second did reach on a dropped 3rd strike. Was erased at second base on a caught stealing. So 0 for 2 on the night for Jackson. And an 0-1 count. And that's hit on the ground, and Alva can't get to it. A single and an RBI. It was closer than I thought it was going to be. If the throw hadn't been so looping and archy, I think they would have had a chance. So an RBI single for Jackson Davis. And the Cactus Rats take the lead in the top of the 4th inning. It's 5-4. Nick Hagan scoring. I did not think the Beavers had a play, and that was closer than I initially thought it would be. Pickoff move. And Elias Campbell, also 0 for 2 on the night. A pair of strikeouts for him as well. Fouled that one off for strike one. Right at home plate. He could hit the umpire on the foot. They're going to brush off the already pretty clean plate. Take a moment. Connor Jocelyn walking that one off. And Elias Campbell will check back in. Nothing in one count with 2 out here. Top of the 4th. Swing and a miss at a curveball. Owen McConnell ahead, nothing in 2. Another throw over to first. Davis back. Jackson Davis, good speed at first base. Always a threat to go. Curveball just misses outside. Really good location there by Owen McConnell. Campbell does not wave at it. That running away from the right-handed hitting Campbell. Timo Aracena in the on-deck circle for the Cactus Rats. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch count starting to creep up. Ball 3. That looked pretty close. Full count, so Jackson Davis will be on the move with the pitch. If something hits a gap, he'll score easily. 71 pitches for Owen McConnell, 48 for strikes so far here. Throwing in the bottom of the 4th, runner goes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Elias Campbell, 3 Ks on the day. And the Cactus Rats, they do score 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors. And 2 runners left on base, one of them in scoring position. And after 3.5, it's been a back and forth contest. The Cactus Rats 5, the Beavers 4. And we'll return with the bottom of the 4th inning on Coast Hotels, Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Zach Tanabe will lead things off for the Weyburn Beavers here in the home half of the 4th inning. Chet McDaniel and Bryker Smith also due up the bottom 3rd of the order for the Beavers. Looking to set the table for the top half like they did in the 3rd inning when the Beavers scored 3 runs. Zach grounded to 3rd in his first at-bat. Ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Zach Tanabe from the island of Oahu in Hawaii. He's a senior at Graceland University in Iowa. Pitch in the dirt again. 2 balls and no strikes. Still no action. Jamie Blundell of the Cactus Rats looking to stretch out James Alexander here and eat some innings. Low, ball 3. For Alexander so far. 38 pitches, 19 for strikes. Ball 4 low. A 4-pitch walk. The leadoff man aboard. And so the leadoff man has reached for the Beavers in 3 of 4 innings. So that's a marked improvement over last evening. And Chet McDaniel will be the hitter. Chet singled and scored in the 3rd inning. The first Beaver run of the game. Pitch low and outside. Ball 5. And that's going to be another visit. Timo Aracena and Darren Hagen go to speak to the pitcher. That's 2 charged visits. And Connor Jocelyn making his way to break that up. Chet McDaniel with good speed. And Bryker Smith waits in the on-deck circle. So Chet will be hard to double up. Tanabe bluffs. And a slider catches the outside edge. And that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Got 1 flag flapping and 2 hanging there. That's interesting. Pickoff move. Looked like Tanabe was leaning a little bit. But he's back safely. He's got the attention of James Alexander, that's for sure. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. Bottom of 4. Runner goes. Hit hard, foul the other way. Contact play on. 1 and 2. I think Tanabe had it stolen. He had a good jump. A good lead, and he read the move to home plate perfectly. I don't think that Nick Hagen could have thrown him out. Curveball. There's been, on both sides, some really inside pitches called, and Chet McDaniel has rung up on one there. 3rd strikeout for James Alexander since he entered the game in his 3rd inning of work, and 1 out for Bryker Smith. Swing and a miss. I'd have maybe looked at Chet McDaniel trying to put down a bunt and moving Tanabe over to second, and who knows, with his speed, maybe he beats it out. Maybe they throw it away, but put some pressure on the defense. Now Tanabe, a ground ball still in play to get out of the inning. Pickoff move, and Tanabe's back. Bryker Smith walked and scored back in the 3rd inning. Does not have official at bat in the game. Tanabe goes, pitch outside, throw down, and stolen base, Zach Tanabe. So Zach gets into scoring position. pitch to Breaker Smith was a ball. 1-1 the count with one out. Now we have a runner in scoring position. It's Zach Tanabe. For Zach, stolen base number 4 on the season. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Swung through a slider. Noah Brooks in the on-deck circle. Of course, his mom, Lisa, in town to watch Noah for 4 games here at home. And a ground ball. It ate up Cummings, and that will score. Zach Tanabe. Game is once again tied. We'll see how this is scored. Ground ball ate up Cummings. He looked like he should have charged it. He went back and he got caught in no man's land, and that is a hit. And an RBI for Breaker Smith. And I'm fine with that. RBI single, Breaker Smith. 5-5, we're tied for Noah Brooks. Pickoff move, Breaker Smith back safely. Second hit of his young WCBL career, Breaker Smith. First single in the league. First pitch to Noah Brooks is low for ball 1. 1 for 1 in the game. Led off the Beaver half of the first inning with a solo home run and walked and scored in the third. Inside, that gets away from Hagen. Passed ball. Smith grounds it hard and holds. The pitch hit the mitt of Hagen, pass ball. And 2 balls to count to Noah Brooks. Braden Mayencourt, the number 2 hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. Still 1 out here in the 4th. And that's hit in the air to left center and deep. And it has a chance. And it's out of here! Home run! Noah Brooks! A 2-run bomb gives the Beavers a lead. His second home run of the ball game. Breaker Smith scores. Man, Noah Brooks almost to the deepest part of the park. Touch 'em all, Noah Brooks, and chew that log. A 2-run shot by Noah Brooks has the Beavers on top 7-5, and Braden Mayencourt to the plate. Fouled straight back. One ball and 1 strike. The count to Braden Mayencourt. 1 out still. Beavers have 3 runs across. And Chet McDaniel was rung up on a pretty questionable called third strike on the inside part. Bounces out way short of James Alexander. And no activity for Coach Blundell in the Energy City bullpen. Trevor Dale waits in the on-deck circle. Outside and low. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Zach Tanabe walked to start off the inning. Chet McDaniel struck out. Tanabe stole second base. Breaker Smith hit a ground ball through Jaden Cummings at second base for an RBI single. Oh, up the middle. almost took the head off of James Alexander, and a solid single to center for Braden Mancourt. He's 1 for 3 on the day, and the Beavers get another base runner aboard. Trevor Dale will be the hitter. 7-5, Beavers lead in the bottom of the fourth. And why do I get the feeling this one is nowhere near over yet? It's been a fun one so far. Back and forth contest. Multiple lead changes in the game. And that's drilled by Trevor Dale! A base hit. Mancourt going to try for third, and he's there. Dale trying to advance on the throw. It didn't go through, and he's in a rundown. So Trevor Dale trying to advance to second base as the throw came into third, but was cut off by Ten Shindo. So the putout went 8-6. And that's it, 8-6. Was that Shindo or Cummings that had the ball at second base? I think it was Cummings, actually. I think it's 8-4. Fouled by Ryan Dauphiny down the third base line. Take a peek at how the official scorer wrote it up here. My scorecard, of course, unofficial. Okay, not updated yet, so fouled back to the screen. And quickly, James Alexander ahead of Dauphiny, 0-2. I'm not certain that there's a better hitter in the league at 0-2 than Ryan Dauphiny. And he fouls off a curveball. Still 0-2. Now that's what Doff will do. He'll battle. He'll foul off some pitches. And if he gets one, he'll lace it the other way too. Just like that. Cummings picks it up and drops it. That's going to be an E4, but it does score a run. Braden Mancourt crosses. That'll be an error on the second baseman. But Dauphiny gets the ball in play. And good things will happen when you get the ball in play. So no RBI due to the error. And Ian Heck will be the hitter. Beavers lead this one 8-5. Back-to-back big innings, a 3-run third and a 4-1 run fourth. And not done yet. Popped up, out of play. In the second inning, Ian Heck flew out to the deepest part of left field. Elias Campbell, with his back against the wall, made the catch. And then an opposite field, 2-run single from Ian Heck that gave the Beavers a 4-3 lead at that point. Pickoff move. Dauphiny not very far off the bag. So Ian has been hitting the ball very well since a slow start. Let's be honest. Not what he was looking for, but that opposite field home run that he hit at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw in that 1916 ball game there really started Ian Heck on his way. In the dirt, good block there by Nick Hagan. 1-1. Now we've got action in the Cactus Rats pen. Number 9, Connor Phillips. Fouled over the screen and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count to Ian Heck. Runner goes, fouled out of play. Contact play on. So the count remains 1-2. No wind at all right now. Flags hanging dead limp. Outside, 2-2. Ian Heck from Antelope, California. A senior at York University in York, Nebraska. And a ground ball off the mound, hops into center field. Another base hit for Ian Heck. He hit that hard. 2 for 3. Ryan Dauphiny advances. Third hit of the inning for the Beavers. Fourth hit for the Beavers, rather. The Breaker Smith single. 2 outs for Alex Alva. Outside, ball 1. Alex 0 for 2 so far tonight. Alex looking to get going here after a little bit of a lull. Was hitting well over 300. 1 ball count. Tapped foul. Fielded by Luke Senft at first base. With a handful of gear, still makes the play. And that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beavers have batted around. Alex Alva, the 9th hitter to face James Alexander. And that's hit on the ground to first, picked up by Zach Piles, and he'll step on first, unassisted. And that will be the 3rd out of the inning. The Beavers, however, score 4 runs on 4 hits. The big knock, a 2-run home run by Noah Brooks. There were no Cactus Rat errors and 2 runners left on base, one of them in scoring position. After 4 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 8, the Energy City Cactus Rats 5. And we'll be back with the 5th inning here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Owen McConnell back out on the hill for his 5th inning of work. So the line score so far in tonight's game after 4 complete. The Cactus Rats 5 runs on 7 hits. They have committed 1 error. The Weyburn Beavers 8 runs on 8 hits, and they also have committed 1 error. The Energy City Cactus Rats have only stranded 2 base runners. The Beavers have stranded 4, 2 of them in scoring position. The 2 for the Cactus Rats were also in scoring position. And leading things off, Timo Aracena. And he takes low for ball 1. Timo 0 for 2 so far tonight. Always dangerous. And he hits that deep. That could be his first home run of the year. And it's gone. Solo home run. Timo Aracena. Knew it when it left his bat. Switch hitter, most dangerous from the left side. And I'm just glad with that. I'm just glad we were able to get Elias Campbell to strike out so that Timo Aracena did not bat with a couple of runners on or the bases loaded. So solo home run. That'll bring Zach Piles to the plate. Take strike one. Piles on the night was hit by pitch and scored in the second. Grounded out to shortstop Zach Tanabe. Another one towards Tanabe. Takes a funny hop off of the mound, and Tanabe unable to corral it. That'll be a single for Zach Piles. A valiant effort laying out there by Zach Tanabe, but unable to track that ball down. And the first two hitters are aboard. Activity now in the Beaver pen, and that looks like Jackson Henderson down there. He's got the warm-up jacket on, but looking at the form, that'll be him. Curveball is in the zone from Owen McConnell. Taken by Parker Husu for strike one. Husu has singled twice and scored twice. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. The pitch is out of the zone. Ball one. 1-1 the count. Nick Hagan in the on-deck circle for the Cactus Rats. Trevor Dale, Zach Tanabe, Alex Alva, and Braden Mancourt, the infielders. Ball in the dirt, gets away from Smith, throws down, and Zach Piles advances on the pass ball wild pitch. It was low. I might wait for the official call before that one could go either way. The count is 2 balls and a strike. So it is a wild pitch. And Piles on second base. Fastball catches the outside edge and evens the count at 2-2. So the first time in the game that Owen McConnell's been able to get to 2 strikes on Parker Husu, the right fielder for the Cactus Rats. 2 for 2 on the night. Fouled back to the screen. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's nobody out here in the bottom or the top half of the 5th inning. Our pitchers have been working slow tonight. Very deliberate, both guys. James Alexander, who looks to be maybe potentially leaving the game in favor of someone else, but we'll see what happens. Owen McConnell, I think this will be his last inning of work. His pitch count is getting up there. He's over 80. Two balls and 2 strikes. A good piece of defensive hitting there by Parker Husu, as that looked like it was close. And he reaches out and fouls it away to stay alive and to see another pitch with a runner in scoring position in the person of Zach Piles. 8-6, Beavers lead. It's been a wild one so far. A lot of lead changes. And that's hit in the air to center field. Right to Chet McDaniel. 1 out. First time that the Beavers were able to get Parker Husu out, and he still made pretty solid contact, but just lined right at Chet McDaniel in center field, 1 away. And Nick Hagan will be the hitter. Hagan also has singled twice and scored, stole a base. And a wild pitch here by Owen McConnell will advance Piles to third base. Uncharacteristic big miss there by Owen. Just get him through 5, get him in a position to get the win, and we'll turn it over to some guys that have been really effective out of the pen. That pitch sails high as well. 2 balls the count. Jackson Henderson is ready to go at any time here. Only 1 away. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Elijah Bear in the on-deck circle, and he's got some power. I think trying to find his way a little bit from not having a college season. Fastball, a 4-pitch walk. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Ground ball, part of the equation now. Bear is a guy you can double off. A little easier than a guy like Jackson Davis, say, who flies down the line. Mound visit by head coach Cam Williams. So the right-hander, Owen McConnell, to face the left-hander, Elijah Bear. Bear 0 for 1 on the night. A sac fly in the second, and a fly out to Noah Brooks on an excellent defensive play out in left field. And that's hit foul down the third base line for strike 1. Bear made really good contact, and Noah Brooks had to make an outstanding play on the run. Nice to do that when your mom's here. Pickoff move. Hagen is back. Coach Blundell has not been afraid to put runners in motion in this 2-game set. It's fouled back towards the corrals. 0-2 the count. And we'll see what Owen McConnell has in store here for Elijah Bear. Zach Piles, the runner at third. Hagen at first. Fastball outside. I like the fastball away. I'd rather it was down in the zone, but if it was down a little bit, at least up and get him try and chase up in the zone of the pitch he wouldn't be able to handle and just pop up. Throw gets away from Mancourt at first. Nobody going anywhere. McConnell and Mancourt trying to hold Nick Hagen close at first base. Curveball, he rings him up. A beautiful pitch there. Strikeout looking. Nice pitch, Owen. Owen over 90 pitches now. So I think we're going to see Jackson Henderson for the 6th inning. Come on, get through the 5th here. Curveball misses to Elias Campbell. Sorry, Jaden Cummings. 1-0 the count. Bunt. Foul over the screen, off the press box. I can still hear it bouncing around and rolling. So with 2 out and a pair of strikeouts on the night, 0-2. Cummings trying to bunt for a base hit, and the count is 1-1. Curveball. I think he could have wore that one. I think somebody yelled, "Wear it." It was off speed. Two balls and one strike. Jaden Cummings from Chicago, Illinois, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Attends Montreat College. There's another throw over, checking Nick Hagan. Owen McConnell trying to work his way out of a jam here. Overthrows the fastball, 3-1. Timo Aracena led off the top of the fifth with a solo home run. And Zach Piles, the runner on third base, had a solid single. And he's still on third with 2 out. Swing and a miss, full count. Nick Hagan drew a walk to put him on first base. So runners on the corners with 1 out there were. And Elijah Bear just struck out a hitter ago for the second out. And a payoff pitch coming up here. Hagan not being held, and he'll be on the move. Fastball, strike 3, called! Great pitch, Owen. For Owen McConnell on the night. That was strikeout number 9. And only 1 run for the Cactus Rats. A dangerous, dangerous inning for them. They did have 2 hits. And there were no errors by the Beavers. 2 runners were left on base, one of them in scoring position. And after 4 1/2, we'll have a new pitcher for the Cactus Rats when we return for the bottom of the 5th. And you are watching Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. New pitcher for the Cactus Rats here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that is Connor Phillips, a native of Vancouver, British Columbia, 6'4", 210-pound right-hander from Eastern Arizona University. And so far this year, this will be the 5th appearance for Phillips. And in his first 4, 6 2/3 inning pitch allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, has 15 strikeouts to go along with 7 bases on balls, and a pretty sparkly 1.35 earned run average. So I think we'll see Jackson Henderson for the top of the 6th inning for the Beavers, and they'll be looking to probably get a couple of innings out of Jackson. And Zach Tanabe will lead things off for the Beavers. It worked out pretty well for the Beavers last inning. Zach Tanabe drew a leadoff walk, and that started a 4-run 4th inning. So a 3-run 3rd, a 4-run 4th. Looking for a 5-run 5th. Let's keep pattern going here. Curveball. Looked like it was high when it crossed the front of the plate, but drops in there for strike one. Chet McDaniel and Breaker Smith also due up. There's a curveball in the zone. 0-2. And the bottom third has got on. Ball in the dirt. 1-3. So the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Beavers have scored 4 of the 8 runs. And Noah Brooks has scored 3. Fastball sails. Zach 0 for 1. Grounded to third baseman Timo Aracena in the second, and that walk in the fourth. Also stole second ground ball. Nice hop for Aracena, throw over in time. 5-3 for the first out. And Chet McDaniel will be there. Chet is 1 for 2 on the night. Singled and scored in the third and struck out looking in the fourth inning. Breaker Smith in the on-deck circle. A very high fastball. Goes to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes to Zach Tanabe. Flag's starting to wag a little bit out in center field now. Checks his swing, did not go. It's in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes the count. In the dirt again, 3 balls and no strikes. Number 2, Chet McDaniel from Lewisburg, Mississippi, attends Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas. Takes the 3-0 pitch to make the count 3-1. Fastball right down the middle, straight take. Swing and a miss at another fastball. And the count goes full. McDaniel choked up a little bit to get a little better bat control here with 2 strikes. Outside, ball 4. Chet works a full count and then draws a walk. 4th walk issued by Cactus Rat pitchers. I almost said, the word that they won't like me to say. Energy City. They both start with an E. Come on. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Strike 1 to Breaker Smith. Smith 1 for 1. Walked and scored in the third. Singled. An RBI single and scored in the 4th inning. So a good night for Breaker at the plate. And an 0-1 count here with 1 out. Would not be surprised to see Cam Williams turn Chet McDaniel loose in the right count here. Curveball. Catches the inside edge. And quickly ahead in the count is Connor Phillips. Outside, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. The catcher, Breaker Smith. And he hits that in the air directly at the center fielder. Back a few steps, Jackson Davis makes the catch. So good contact there. 2 outs. And Noah Brooks will be the hitter. And he has been exciting tonight. Stellar defensive play in left field. A leadoff home run in the bottom of the first inning and a 2-run home run in the fourth. Pitch is in the dirt, and Chet McDaniel will advance on the wild pitch. So 1-ball account. Noah Brooks, 2 for 2 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, a base on balls, and 3 runs scored so far tonight, and we're only in the 5th. Fouled back to the screen. 1-2 the count. So the first time we've seen Noah Brooks in the leadoff spot all season for the Beavers, and it seems to have paid off in spades. In the dirt. Nice block there by Nick Hagan. And that'll keep Chet McDaniel on second base. 2-ball, 1-strike count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Braden Mancourt is in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. Curveball high out of the zone. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Noah Brooks. Phillips has to be in the zone, so Noah Brooks could get a really good pitch to hit here. A hitter's count, 3-1. Fastball, fouled back. Full count. And that's hit in the air to right field. Parker Husu on and makes the catch. And the Cactus Rats finally find a way to get Noah Brooks out. But a good at bat. No runs on no hits. There were no errors. And 1 runner left on base in scoring position. After 5 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 8. The Energy City Cactus Rats 6. And we'll be back with the 6th inning here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Middle of 6? So after this third we do.
Now pitching for the Weyburn Beavers, number 14, Jackson Henderson.
New pitcher for the Weyburn Beavers is Jackson Henderson, number 14. Henderson from Snohomish, Washington. He's a senior at Northwest Nazarene University, a late arrival due to participating in the NCAA Division II World Series, where Northwest Nazarene finished in 3rd place. One appearance so far on the year for Jackson Henderson in Saskatoon on Saturday night. He pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit and no runs. And he will face the number 9 hitter, Ten Shindo, to lead things off, and then the top of the order with Jackson Davis and Elias Campbell. That's hit on the ground. One pitch right to Zach Tanabe, throw over 6-3. One pitch, one out. So a quick out for Jackson Henderson. The line on Owen McConnell pitched 5 innings, scattered 9 hits. He gave up 6 runs. 5 of them were earned. 1 walk to go along with 9 strikeouts. So Owen filling the zone and battling, but threw nearly 100 pitches in the game. And Jackson Davis will be the hitter. Squares to bunt. Takes a fastball high for ball 1. Nice slider there, nips the outside corner. A really tough pitch there. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. One out in the top of the 6th inning. Beavers lead by 2. Outside, 3 balls and a strike for Jackson Davis. 1 for 3, singled in his last at-bat. An RBI single it was. And 2 strikeouts. Curveball taken for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the 2nd inning strikeout, Jackson Davis did reach on a drop 3rd strike. So an error on the catcher and a swing and a miss 3rd strikeout of the evening for Davis. 1 for 4 on the night. And 2 outs. First strikeout for Jackson Henderson. And that will bring Elias Campbell to the plate, who struck out all 3 times he faced Owen McConnell. So he is 0 for 3 on the night, looking for his first hit of the evening. Popped foul towards the screen and out of play. 0-1 the count. Movement down in the pen for the Beavers. Nice fastball right at the knees. Great location. And Elias Campbell behind in the count, 0-2, with 2 outs in the 6th. Good idea at 0-2. Went with the breaking ball away, tried to get him to chase and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Swing and a miss at a fastball. He struck him out. Two strikeouts for Jackson Henderson in a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and we will have the out-of-town scoreboard for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Connor Phillips back out for his 2nd inning of work. And we'll take a run through the out-of-town scoreboard. In Saskatoon, the Berries with an 11-4 lead in the top of this sixth over the Sylvan Lake Gulls. The Berries looking for their 8th straight win. The Okotoks Dogs in the top of 4, a 3-1 lead over Fort McMurray at Seaman Stadium in Okotoks. In the bottom of the 5th, the Medicine Hat Mavericks, a 7-2 lead at Mitchell Field in Swift Current over the 57s. In the bottom of the 6th in Brooks, Lethbridge 4, Brooks 1. And in Moose Jaw in the top of 5, a great ball game going on there right now. Moose Jaw, Miller Express 5, and the Regina Red Sox 4. And of course, in this one, a back and forth affair, the Weyburn Beavers lead the Energy City Cactus Rats 8-6. And leading things off will be Braden Mancourt. He takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Trevor Dale and Ryan Doffany also due up. Ball. 1-1. Braden Mancourt from Langley, BC. Attends Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas. And that's hit on the ground to short. Shindo right off the end of the glove, and Mayo's going to beat this out. It's going to be an error. You saw it when he fielded. It was precariously snow-coned on the end of the glove. And Braden Mancourt reaches on an error by the shortstop to bring Trevor Dale to the plate with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan Doffany in the on-deck circle for the Weyburn Beavers. And that's hit the other way, and that's got a chance. Oh, a nice play there by Parker Husu as he ran that down in fair territory. Good idea by Trevor Dale, and a nice defensive play by the Cactus Rats right fielder. A good night at the office for Parker Husu. 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and some nice defense in right field for the Cactus Rats. Ryan Doffany looking for his first hit of the night. Reached on an error. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and takes ball 1. Ian Heck, the designated hitter, on deck. Warming in the pen looks like Connor Knipp, number 13. Doffany takes a fastball in the bottom part of the zone for strike 1, 1-1. Runner on first is Braden Mancourt. Ryan Doffany from Surrey, BC. In the dirt, Hagen can't find it. Mancourt takes off the throw down, he's out. Caught stealing, 2-4 for the second out of the inning. Pitch was a ball, 2-1 the count to Ryan Doffany. Another Central Baptist College player, and the other way, that's going to be extra bases for Doff. Husu cuts it off, Doffany stops. So, oh, and it bounces over Shindo. So I thought it was a double all the way, but held at first base. A single for Ryan Doffany. No need to run yourself out of the inning. Of course, Ian Heck, a guy that can put a charge into one. So might as well have a base runner aboard for him. That opposite field single by Ryan Doffany, the first hit allowed by Connor Phillips in the game. But he has battled finding the zone a little bit. Only walked 1, but has thrown 29 pitches in an inning and 2/3, only 16 for strikes. So he's flirting with it just a little bit. But not so much in this inning, been more efficient, but the pitch count in the fifth was up there pretty good. Couple full counts. And Ian Heck steps back in after the mound visit by the pitching coach. They're talking about how to pitch the powerful Ian Heck. And looks like it might be off-speed stuff all day as he starts him off with a curveball for strike one. Ian 2 for 3 on the night with a pair of singles and a couple RBIs. Pickoff move. Dauphiny back. Alex Alva in the on-deck circle for the Weyburn Beavers. Runner goes. Pitch is low. Hagen throws up the line into center field. Dauphiny's going to go to third base. Stolen base, Ryan Dauphiny. I mean, Doff isn't slow, but he's not a known base stealer. His first stolen base of the season. So a runner in scoring position now for Ian Heck, and that came out of nowhere as a two-out single by Dauphiny, a stolen base, and a throwing error by the catcher. And the wild pitch will score Ryan Dauphiny. Nine 6 Beavers lead. So the pitch on the stolen base was a ball, and the wild pitch is a ball. So 2 balls and a strike to Ian Heck. Fastball low in the zone. I think it was right at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul tip, Hagen unable to squeeze it. New life for Ian Heck on the dropped foul tip, and those are tough. Really tough play for a catcher. I'm always really impressed when a guy squeezes one. Not an easy thing to do. So still 2-2 with 2 outs. In the dirt, full count. Antelope, California's Ian Heck. Strike 3 call, the fastball on the inside edge, and the side is retired, but they did score a run on 1 hit. There was 1 Cactus Rat error and no runners left on base. After 6 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 9, the Energy City Cactus Rats 6. And we'll see who will be out on the mound for the Weyburn Beavers when we return with more Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. new pitcher for the Weyburn Beavers, number 13, Connor Knipp. So for the Beavers on the year, I don't know why Connor doesn't show up in the pitching stats. He threw an inning in Saskatoon. Looks like there may have been a scoring error in Saskatoon that stole an inning from Connor Knipp. Does not show on the stat sheet, but this is his second appearance. Was called upon for one inning on Sunday in Saskatoon, and he will face the dangerous Timo Aracena to lead things off in the Cactus Rats' 7th. Zach Piles and Parker Husu due up. Good location there on the outside edge, taken by Timo for strike one. 1 for 3 on the night with a solo home run. Pitch low, 1-1. Connor Knipp attends the University of Jamestown in Jamestown, North Dakota. And that's hit on the ground by Aracena. Nice play by Zach Tanabe over to Braden Mancourt. Good defensive play by the Beavers shortstop, Zach Tanabe, on a sharply hit ball by Timo Aracena. And anytime you get that guy out, that's a pretty big deal. He's a tough hombre to get out. And that'll bring Zach Piles to the plate. Zach Piles is from New Orleans, Louisiana. 6'1", 240-pound right-handed hitter from Barry University. 1 strike the count. That one's in the dirt and gets a wave. No harm done. 1-1 the count. And that's hit hard to left field by Piles, and that's going to be in the gap for extra bases. Over comes Noah Brooks to pick it up, and he'll get it in, and Piles will stop there. Had a double last night and a double tonight. Hits in consecutive at-bats for Zach Piles. He is 2 for 3 on the night with a hit by pitch and a run scored. Parker Husu will be the hitter. Take a moment to catch up my scorecard. Fastball from Knipp outside for ball 1. Husu 2 for 3 on the night. Singled twice, scored twice, and a solid contact fly out to Chet McDaniel in center field. Connor Knipp throwing for the Weyburn Beavers. Fouled out of play. Connor just arriving on the weekend for joining the team for the trip to Saskatoon. He's from Newberg, Oregon. 6'1", 230-pound right-hander. Attended Mount Hood Community College prior to being a Jamestown Jimmy. Good block in the dirt there. 2 balls and a strike. Riker Smith keeping the runner Zach Piles at second base. And that's hit in the air to center field. And back near the track, under it is Chet McDaniel. Runner tags, no play. So an F8 for the second out of the inning, and a runner advances to third base. 2 outs for Nick Hagen. Hagen, like Husu, singled twice and scored twice in the second and fourth, stole a base in the second, walked in the fifth, so he is 2 for 2 on the night. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And there's a ground ball up the middle. Alva fields that behind second base. And the Jamestown second baseman makes a play for his teammate, Connor Knipp. 4-3 on the putout. And only the double by Zach Piles. 1 hit, no runs, and a runner left on base in scoring position. So after 6.5 innings, it is the Weyburn Beavers 9, the Energy City Cactus Rats 6. And we will return with more Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver WCBL baseball when we return live on FloCollege. New pitcher for the Energy City Cactus Rats is Cole Burton. He'll be the 4th Cactus Rat pitcher of the evening. Bolton from Robertsdale, Alabama, 6'2", 200-pound left-hander from Sussex Community College, one of 3 Sussex pitchers on the Cactus Rats roster. Of course, one of them is Aiden Moss, a left-hander with the Beavers last season until he had some elbow problems and shut him down for the rest of the season. Had a chance to say hi to Aiden and catch up before the game. Every interaction with him has always been a positive one. I'm just going to shout out my family watching the game tonight from the Edmonton area in Sherwood Park, where the Edmonton Prospects played last season. My son and his family watching the game. Well, hi, boys. Hope you're enjoying this one. My son Brian, my grandsons Carter and Cashton.
And Mom.
And Angela, Mom. 1 ball to count to Alex Alva. Pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Tanabe on deck. Chet Daniel also due up for the Weyburn Beavers. outside. Daniel able to hold off and let that go wide for ball three. 3-0 count. High, a 4-pitch walk. Alex Alva is aboard. And Zach Tanabe comes to the plate. Zach 0 for 2. Couple of groundouts to Timo Aracena over at third base. Walked, stole a base, and scored in the 4-run fourth inning. Fastball right down the middle, taken by Tanabe for strike one. 0-1 the count. Pickoff move. Alex Alva with great speed over at first base. Be interesting to see if he has a green light with the Beavers up 3. I think if he's got it timed up, a little tougher with the lefty. Alex 6 steals on the year, tied for the team lead with Noah Brooks with those 6. And drawing a lot of attention from the new pitcher Cole Bolton. Fastball fouled back. A good cut on that by Zach Tanabe. 0-2 the count. As left-handed starter Dylan Parton chases that one down. Haven't had a chance to see Dylan too much lately. He's been busy with his start in Saskatoon and don't want to bother him when he's focused on that. Inside. One ball and 2 strikes. So after a 4-pitch walk, Cole Bolton settling down and finding the zone here. He's ahead in the count, 1-2. Pickoff move. Alex Alva is back. So I'm going to have a question for my spotter here in a little bit when we have a break in the action. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and that's hit in the air to center field and deep. Back it goes, and a nice play on the warning track by Jackson Davis. And a long loud out to the deepest part of the ballpark. 400 feet to dead center field. Zach Tanabe put a charge into one. I have a home run call I'm waiting to use for Zach. First pitch to Chet McDaniel is strike one. 0-1 the count. Oh, a nice pickoff movement. It was close. Just a quick kind of arm throw, no movement. Really nice move. So a quick slide step delivery by Bolton. Fouled away by Chet McDaniel. So he's pretty quick to home plate. Alex Alva would have to have him timed up real well. It could be tough. Multiple pickoff moves. There's the 45-degree step from the lefty. It's so easy to have good moves as a lefty to first base. Get a lot of leeway on that front foot. Another 45-degree. So what's he gone over there, about 4 times? There's a sound effect they play for that when the road team goes over to first base too much in Regina. Runner goes. Curveball fouled away by Chet McDaniel. Actually, more of a slider, rather, than a curveball. So Alex Alva retreats to first base. And the count holds at 0-2 with one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Breaker Smith in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. Alex Alva reached on a leadoff walk, trying to get into scoring position here. Breaking ball misses inside. No way Chet McDaniel was going to get a bat on it, and he did a good job of holding up the swing. Choking up on the bat with 2 strikes to make sure he has better bat control. Lesson at home for my grandsons. That quick step off, no step move from Cole Bolton. Inside, the fastball misses way in. Not one you really wanted to try and wear. It was pretty fast. It would have left a mark. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chet McDaniel. That hit him. So that's a dead ball. Alva will advance on the hit batsman. And Chet McDaniel is aboard for the 3rd time in the game. He is 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 3rd, struck out looking on a questionable pitch in the 4th. Walked and a hit by pitch. So 2 runners aboard for Breaker Smith. And Breaker will look to get the ball in play and avoid a double play to get Noah Brooks up to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Fouled back to the screen. Pretty good night for Breaker Smith. He is 1 for 2, walked and scored in the 3rd, singled an RBI single and scored in the 4th, and a good contact fly out to the center fielder in the 5th inning. 0-1 the count with 1 out here. And a pickoff move throws the ball into center field, and that'll advance the runners. Alva to 3rd. And Chet McDaniel the 2nd. So an opportunity here for Breaker Smith to drive in a pair. Chet McDaniel has excellent speed at second base. Big swing and a miss there. 0-2 the count with 1 out to Breaker Smith. Breaker from Sturgis, Saskatchewan, a freshman at Monterey Peninsula Community College. Did live in Weyburn. So a local product. And he takes 1-2. Noah Brooks in the on-deck circle. Foul tip squeezed by Nick Hagan. Nice play there by the catcher of the Cactus Rats. And that'll go down as a strikeout. Cole Bolton's first strikeout of the evening. And Noah Brooks set the tone early in this one. Slider inside. Called strike 1. Noah Brooks looking for some clarification. Braden Mancourt in the on-deck circle. Fastball is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. A leadoff home run from Noah Brooks opened the bottom of the 1st. Walked and scored in the 3rd. A 2-run home run in the 4th. And a fly out on a solid contact. Swing and a miss there. Solid contact to the right fielder, Parker Husu. 1-2 the count to Langley, BC product from the University of Pikeville, Noah Brooks. Fouled back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Of course, the University of Pikeville is in Pikeville, Kentucky. Teammates with catcher Rob Gurney down there. Former teammates with some of the guys on the Cactus Rats roster, you know, the returnees like Timo Arcina. Bottom of the 7th. Breaking ball misses low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I like Noah Brooks' approach to the game. He just wants to have good at-bats and wait for something that he can put in play. Inside, full count. And after falling behind, 1-2, Brooks works the count full. 3 runs scored in the game for Noah Brooks. Popped up, and it's drifting. Foul and out of play. Beavers bench fired up. Good to hear the boys excited. Looks like Logan Kinter is getting warm in the Beaver pen. And that's drilled to left field, right at the left fielder. Man, Noah Brooks put a charge into that one again. But he flies out to Elias Campbell to end the inning and extinguish the threat. So the Beavers do not score a run. They actually did not have a hit. There were no errors. 2 runners left on base, and they both were in scoring position. So after 7 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 9, the Energy City Cactus Rats 6. And Connor Knipp will be out for his second inning of work when we return on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. We're back on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball. Connor Knipp taking his warm-up tosses. And the question I had for my spotter was, so if you have the Cactus Rats, which is a slang term for a porcupine, their logo is a porcupine, and you have the beaver, so then is this the battle of the rodents then? They both rodents? I think so. Anyway, battle of animals routinely found in southeast Saskatchewan, that's for sure. Anyway, just me trying to be funny, and I'm not. So anybody that hasn't figured it out, my spotter is actually married to me, so she does not find my jokes funny. She forces a laugh now and then. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Elijah Bear is 0 for 2 on the night. Did have a sac fly in the second inning and an RBI, of course. And Connor Nip ahead. Tries to catch the back door with a breaking ball. And it's off the plate for ball one. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First strikeout for Connor Nip. So I got to meet Connor in Saskatoon, and I overheard him say to Cam Williams, the head coach, that it'd been a while since he went 2 innings, but the pitch count was really nice. 13 pitches in his first inning, so get to roll him out there for another one. Breaking ball in the zone, taken for strike one by Jaden Cummings. Jaden Cummings 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Fastball just tails inside and misses. 1-1 the count. So it looks like Logan Kinter will come in to throw the ninth. Inside and hits Jaden Cummings. A runner aboard. I know Owen McConnell hit one. Jackson Henderson did not. So the second hit batter by Beaver pitching here today. Dauphiny was hit by pitch on the other side. I think there might be 2 over there, 1 for sure. Inside. That almost clips 10 Shindo. Ball 1. 1 out. Pickoff move over. Cummings is back. Interesting to see how aggressive Coach Blundell would be. Down 3 and needing base runners. And high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Shindo 2 for 3 on the night. Pair of singles, an RBI, and a stolen base. So good night for the Energy City shortstop. Runner goes. Strike. Throw down. In time. Oh. Good throw, Breaker Smith. The fans are campaigning for a call, and they're not going to get it. Nice throw down, and it looked like they had Jaden Cummings, but it's a stolen base. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Runner now in scoring position. Fastball right on the outside edge. Nice pitch, Connor Nip. 2-2. Inside. And that's a full count. So the 9-hitter works a full count. That's 10 Shindo. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big pitch, Connor Nip. Blew a fastball by him. That'll bring the leadoff hitter for the Cactus Rats, Jackson Davis, to the plate. Jackson 3 for 4 on the night, an RBI single. Fouls the first pitch. Breaker Smith took that off the arm, and he's feeling it. So a veteran move by Connor Jocelyn to walk a walk a ball out to Connor Nip and give Riker Smith a couple of moments. Jackson Davis from Spokane, Washington. 6'2", 190-pound switch hitter. Attends Vanguard University. Runner goes. Throw is in the pitch is in the dirt. So a wild pitch from Connor Nip. And Jaden Cummings advances to third base. He was running on the play, but the pitch in the dirt and gets by the catcher. And it is scored a wild pitch. That takes away the stolen base attempt. Fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Jackson Davis. And another wild pitch, and that's going to score a run. Did I miss a pinch hitter? We're at number 33 running. So I think we missed a pinch runner for Jaden Cummings. Lisa, can you tell them 33 scored? He must have pinch run. That's hit foul. Yeah, number 33 scored. It was not Jaden Cummings. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. And trying to correct a point streak error. Point streak has Cummings scoring the run. So Connor Nip with 3 strikeouts in the inning does give up a run on no hits. So 1 run on no hits. And there were no errors and no runners left on base. So after 8 complete, the Energy City Cactus Rats trail the Weyburn Beavers 9-7. And we'll be back with the bottom of the 8th when we return with more Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. So thank you for looking after that. But I just noticed that it was not Jaden Cummings when the guy scored. So they obviously, oh, there we go, Robert De La Garza. We've got it changed. Yep, perfect. Cool, now I got to change my card. So De La Garza hit for Cummings. Okay. In the 8th. Perfect. Now my sheet's up to date. Okay. I'm not trying to be a dick, but sports, you know, it should be correct, right? Eight, 10, 12, 14 strikeouts. Braden Mancourt, the plate, takes the first 2 pitches for balls. It's 2-0. I was just counting up the strikeouts by Weyburn pitching. 14 strikeouts through 8 innings by Beaver pitching. Braden Mancourt takes a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Trevor Dale and Ryan Dauphiny also due up for the Beavers here in the home half of the 8th inning. And that's tapped back to the mound, picked up by Cole Bolton and over to first in time. One out. One out for Trevor Dale as he takes on the inside edge for ball one. Fouled behind home plate and out of play. 1-1. Trevor Dale, 1 for 4 on the night. Couple of strikeouts. And that hit him. The number 3 hitter aboard. Another hit by pitch. I need a colored pen for hit by pitch too so I can locate those. No, Dauphiny was hit by pitch. Right there. So I guess just the second Beaver hit by pitch. It felt. Oh no, it's third. I knew it felt like there were more. There we go. Ball one to Ryan Dauphiny. Doff on the night is 1 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base. A swing and a miss there. And that will even the count at 1-1 with one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Beavers lead by 2. Ian Heck in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. Outside, a fastball misses. 2 balls and a strike. Three and one, and a base on balls. So after getting Braden Mancourt to tap back to himself, Cole Burton with a hit by pitch and a base on balls. Eight. Activity in the Cactus Rats pen. 2 runners aboard for Ian Heck. And a ball went up on the scoreboard and a strike went up from the umpire. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. With 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, 2 runners aboard. Ian Heck. Alex Alba in the on-deck circle. Fastball high, ball 3. So there will be a little more urgency to get ready down there for Sebastian Meisner, number 8. Two balls and a strike. Not holding Doff on. It's funny watching him creep over there. Swing and a miss, Ian Hack. And that'll even the count at 2-2. Ian trying to send that diamond baseball into the good dark night. 9-7 Beavers lead. Bolton turns and checks Trevor Dale. He returns to second base. Look at Doff looking like a sprinter over there. Not even looking at the pitcher. Fouled back. Had Doff over to the house for grilled cheeses after the game last night. He's just entertaining me at first base. This is awesome. High, full count. I'm too busy being entertained by Doff here. Bolton has thrown more balls than strikes now in the game. Inside ball 4. Another base on balls, and Jordan, that one is the blue highlighter. First pitch to Alex Alva is taken for ball 1. Alex on the night, 0 for 3 with a walk. Takes ball 2. A walk will score a run here, and a mound visit. I'm going to do myself a favor here and take a look at the roster. So that'll be Nick Salahub. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And making the mound visit. And 0-2 the count. We're ready to get back at it here. So back-to-back walks from Cole Bolton. I got to think Sebastian Meisner is ready to go, and if Alex Alva gets on, that'll be it, I think, for Cole Bolton. Alva swings through that for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike, one strike, the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Cole Bolton battling back after the mound visit. Delivers a couple of strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's fouled back over the screen. Alex Alva stays alive. Zach Tanabe in the on-deck circle for the Weyburn Beavers. Foul tip. Too high for Nick Hagan to retrieve. The count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're still in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9-7, Beavers lead. Outside, full count. A fastball missed. And we get to ball 3 on pitch number 7. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming, and it'll be the payoff pitch. Lefty-lefty matchup. Outside, ball 4, an RBI base on balls. Worked by Alex Alva. Runners all advance, 3 straight walks, and I got to think that they're going to make a move here. So it looks like Cole Bolton is not going to stay in the game. I didn't think he would, but they waited right till the last possible minute. And Jordan Blundell comes out to make the pitching swap. So after getting Braden Mayencourt on a tap comebacker for the first out, a hit by pitch, a base on balls, a base on balls, and a base on balls, scores a run with no hits. 10-7 Beavers lead. That's an important run. New pitcher will be number 8, Sebastian Meisner. I'll update my scorecard here. Meisner from Ancaster, Ontario, 6'4", 210-pound right-hander from Sussex Community College. So far on the year, Meisner, he's appeared in 4 games prior to tonight. He's pitched 5 innings. They're all in relief. 6 hits, 1 run, and it was earned. Has 6 strikeouts to go with 5 bases on balls and a 1.80 earned run average for the tall right-hander. And he will face the right-handed hitting Zach Tanabe. In the on-deck circle will be Chet McDaniel when we get back to action. Yeah, I'll take a 30. We're going to go to a quick break here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. All right, we're back at Tom Lang Park, and Zach Tanabe returns to the batter's box. He was all dug in when Jordan Blundell come out to make the pitching change, and in comes Sebastian Meisner. He's going to face a couple of righties here with the bases loaded and 1 out. And a breaking ball is high and out of the zone for ball 1. Zach on the night, 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored and a stolen base. Fouls that back to the over top of the screen and out of play. 1-1. In the 7th, Zach put a charge in one to the deepest part of the park, and Jackson Davis retrieved that on the warning track to record the out. So I already talked to Zach about a home run call that met with his approval, so I'm waiting to use it. Two balls and 1 strike to Hawaii's Zach Tanabe. Fastball on the inside edge, 2-2. In the dirt, a good block there by Nick Hagan. Keeps Ryan Dauphiny down at third base. Doff watching that like an eagle for his chance to break for the plate. Full count. outside, checked his swing, did not go. And another base on balls and an RBI for Zach Tanabe this time. Alex Alva before that. So a bit of a hitting lull for Zach Tanabe, but finding a way to get on base and contribute. Good job, Zach. And Chet McDaniel will be the hitter. Takes outside for ball one. (11-7) Beavers lead. And that may change the pitching decisions. I don't think it's going to be Logan Kinter, the closer, anymore. Looks like Ethan Webster warming in the pen. On a 2-0 count, McDaniel takes a fastball right at the knees for strike one. Swing and a miss. Big cut there by Chet. He is trying to put a charge into one. At least a fly ball. A fly ball scores another run. Every run counts here. Breaker Smith in the on-deck circle. Chet McDaniel asked for time late. It was not granted, and he is rung up looking. And that'll bring Breaker Smith to the plate. Beavers have minimized the strikeouts tonight. 7 by Cactus Rat pitchers. And we're 2/3 of the way through the 8th inning. Breaker Smith, 1 for 3 on the night, an RBI single, scored a pair of runs, and has a base on balls. And also a 1-0 count. Boy, I tell you what, the Cactus Rats pitchers have really made Nick Hagan work hard tonight. He's done a pretty good job defensively behind the plate. There's some pitches, some wild pitches that he had just no chance to get in front of, but he has worked his tail off back there. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Low, ball 3. Nine walks so far by Cactus Rat pitching tonight. Called strike on the outside edge. A slider. 3-1. Good energy in the Beaver dugout tonight. In the dirt, ball 4, RBI for Breaker Smith. And another base on balls. Ryan Dauphiny scores.
To the plate, the left fielder, number 23, Noah Brooks.
Actually, Dauphiny had already scored. Ian Heck scores. Alex Alva is the runner on third base. Zach Tanabe on second. Breaker Smith on first base. And Noah Brooks comes to the plate. And a called strike. Maybe a sympathy call there. 0-1 the count. Curveball outside. About the same spot as the other pitch. That's ball 1. 1-1. Big night for Noah Brooks. 2 home runs, and he has barreled every ball he's hit. In the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases still loaded. In the dirt, ball 3. Noah Brooks led this game off, or led the bottom of the first off for the Beavers with a leadoff home run. And he got the wagon started. There were a lot of lead changes in this one early. It was a heck of a ball game. And taken in on the inside edge. And that'll fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runners will be on the move. Wow. Everybody would score if Brooks hits a gap. And he hits it on the ground. Past Shindo. Couple of more RBIs for Noah Brooks as Alva scores. And Zach Tanabe scores a 2-run single for Noah Brooks. 5 RBIs on the night. Big night. 14-7. Beavers lead this one. Runners on the corners with 2 out. Pitch misses inside to Braden Mayencourt for ball 1. And the Beavers have batted around here in the 8th inning. Mayencourt, the 10th batter to the plate. Mayo takes strike 1. It's 1-1. So Bryker Smith is the runner at third base. Noah Brooks at first. And that's hit on the ground hard off the glove of Zach Piles. That's going to be a base hit. Bryker Smith scores. And it is indeed a base hit, which I was sure it was. So Braden Mayencourt, an RBI single. And Trevor Dale will be the hitter with runners on the corners. It's in the dirt, blocked by Hagen. Mayencourt will advance to second base on the wild pitch. Bryker Smith, Noah Brooks. Noah Brooks is the runner on third base. Braden Mayencourt to second on the wild pitch. 1 ball the count to Trevor Dale. Outside, ball 2. And nobody in the pen for Jordan Blundell. So this is Sebastian Meisner's ball game. In the dirt, blocked again by Nick Hagen. Starting to feel for him. Been so many balls bounced. There's one of our summer sons is a catcher, so I have a deeper respect maybe. And a 4-pitch walk to Trevor Dale loads the bases. Sixth walk of the inning. All of them issued by Sebastian Meisner. I think that's got to be some kind of a team record or maybe a league record. That's something else. And a wild pitch scores Noah Brooks. 7 runs across for the Beavers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And still 2 runners in scoring position for Ryan Dauphiny, his second at-bat of the inning. He walked and scored in his previous at-bat in the inning, and he hits one hard up the middle. That's going to score a pair. Mayencourt scores, Dale scores. 2-run single, Ryan Dauphiny. And a 9-run 8th inning for the Weyburn Beavers. And it's 9 runs on only 3 base hits. They didn't mean to chuckle there a little bit. And Ian Heck to the plate. Ian walked and scored. And he hits that in the air the other way, overcomes Parker Husu, and he's under it and mercifully makes the catch. And an F9 ends the inning. But the Beavers send 13 batters to the plate, and they score 9 runs on only 3 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner was left on base. So after 8 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 18, the Energy City Cactus Rats 7, and Ethan Webster will be on to throw the top of the 9th inning when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. We're back at Tom Lang Park, top of the 9th inning. And Ethan Webster on the mound for the Weyburn Beavers. Number 30, Ethan is from White Rock, BC, 6 foot, 225-pound right-hander. He's a junior at the University of Calgary. Was the CCBC Pitcher of the Year this season. And so far on the season, Webb has appeared in 5 games. He's pitched 11 innings, allowed 20 hits, 15 runs, 14 of them earned, has 8 strikeouts to go along with 6 walks, has a loss on the season at an 11.45 ERA, and he will face Elias Campbell to lead things off, followed by Timo Aracida and Zach Piles. First pitch to Campbell is a ball, 1-0. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Received well by Breaker Smith as well, but ball 2, 2-0. High, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Straight take by Campbell. Cactus Rats need a lot of base runners. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Outside ball 4. The leadoff man is aboard on with a walk. Only the... I'm just trying to see how many walks. Just 2 on the night. 1 by Owen McConnell, and 1 now by Ethan Webster. So doing a pretty good job of minimizing the free passes. A couple of hit batsmen. First pitch to Timo Aracena is a strike. Timo 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Breaker Smith. 1-1 the count. Fouled out of play. Ethan Webster with one of the fastest deliveries to home plate with runners aboard that you're ever going to see. Hard to run on. And that gets away from Breaker Smith. It was in the dirt, a wild pitch to make the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that hit him. No? Well, it hit the umpire on the hand. I thought it hit Timo. But it's taken for ball 3 to fill the count. And Elias Campbell advances to third on a passed ball. Popped up, foul out of play. Payoff pitch coming once again from Ethan Webster. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That is an enormous out for Ethan Webster. Big strikeout. The 15th of the night for Beaver pitching. So with that base on balls, Elias Campbell still keeps the 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts intact, so a golden sombrero. Fastball on the inside edge, taken by Zach Piles for strike 1. Piles doubled his last at-bat. He is 2 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Oh, we have a hitter for Zach Piles. Pardon me. Pinch hitter is not being vociferously announced. So batting for Zach Piles is number 16, Cooper Davis, the brother of Jackson Davis. So Cooper getting some action. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. They don't. It's not current. It's not current. 2 outs. So that was Cooper Davis, number 16, pinch hitting as I update my scorecard in the 9th. So after walking the leadoff hitter, Ethan Webster battles back, striking out a very dangerous man in Timo Aracena and Cooper Davis for 2 outs. And that looked close. Breaking ball on the outside edge, received nicely by Breaker Smith. But 2 balls the count. And is this still Parker Husu, number 3? Okay, so we're good here. Fastball. Webb asks, was it up? Looked like a good pitch. But 3 balls and no strikes to count to Parker Husu. Husu 2 for 4 with a pair of run scores. And there is a called strike, 3-1. Webster battling back. Nick Hagan in the on-deck circle for the Cactus Rats. High ball 4. So another base on balls. And Nick Hagan will be the hitter. Hagan 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored and a stolen base tonight. Runner goes, nobody holding them on. So Parker Husu will take that. It is actually defensive indifference, but I think in the WCBL that's a stolen base. One and one the count to Nick Hagan. Trying to get point streak back up and running, and it has not been updated since it was 10-7, so unable to get up to the minute official information. A 1-2 count. Cactus Rats down to their last strike here in the top of the 9th inning, down by 11. Beavers bench standing at attention. Fastball just off the plate. It was outside. The guys wanted it. From that angle, it looks like a strike. From here, I can tell that it's off the plate. So still, Cactus Rats down to their last strike. And that's fouled out of play. A valiant at bat here by Nick Hagan to try and keep the evening alive for the Cactus Rats. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 9th. A foul tip squeezed by Breaker Smith, and that'll be the ball game. So no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 2 runners were left on base. Beavers win. Beavers win. A celebration in the outfield. The guys are excited. They snap the 4-game slide and pick up their 5th win of the season here and split the 2-game set against the Energy City Cactus Rats. So now I gotta go to my scorecard and try to figure out when the lead changes took place. And I'm going to get you a winning pitcher here. So they took the lead, we took the lead, they took the lead. We took the lead in the bottom of 4 and never gave it back. So the winning pitcher tonight is Owen McConnell. The losing pitcher, who was pitching in the 4th, that would have been would have been James Alexander, the losing pitcher tonight. There was no save situation. And let's see. So the Beavers host the Sylvan Lake Gulls the next 2 nights. And be 2 tough games against the Gulls there. The Boston Pizza player of the game, no doubt about it tonight, it is Noah Brooks, number 23, the left fielder. A stellar defensive play. First, I'll start with that. And a 5 RBI night, 4 runs scored, and 2 home runs. So Noah Brooks is your Boston Pizza Beaver player of the game tonight. So that'll do it for tonight. And on behalf of our producer, Lisa Preddy, everyone back at FloCollege Central, and myself, John Preddy, I'd like to thank everyone for watching Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball on FloCollege. We wish you a safe drive home if necessary. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.